Peoples of the universe, please attend carefully. The message that follows is vital to the future of you all.
Hello, everybody. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending where you are. I hope you're all alive, well, and decidedly, what's the word? Spiffy. I hope you're all rather spiffy. I'm sorry, I was momentarily tardy. We are in the middle of many renovations here at Lebetkin Towers at the Rabbi's residence, and we've had all the floors ripped out on my main floor of my house. I've been living in exile in my guest room, which hasn't been so bad, but like a month in, I've had enough of it already. I think I've got another week or so to go now. So, but they finally got all the floor in and got enough of the kitchen redone that the cabinet guy, who is my neighbor, can go and start bringing the cabinets in. And the thing is, he's like one of the best cabinet makers in the universe. His reputation just went skyrocketed over, like, I don't know. He does everybody's cabinets, kitchen cabinet, and he's so good. So we end up spending way more money than I was hoping. But it does look gorgeous, and I think I took one picture, and I think you guys will get the influence that I had there. Just got to work out how do I send it. Do this? I'm such a boomer. Watching boomers do stuff is always fun. You can't even see it. Dang, how am I gonna? Okay. First, let me transfer over. Fine. Here's what we'll do airdrop. Okay. No, it says no people found. Look, my phone's here. My computer's here. You should see each other now. Look, I can see you. Okay, still saying nothing. So anyway, so I'll just explain to you. We have an island. They built an island, and it is beautiful TARDIS blue. It is fantastic. I want to get a little TARDIS plate. Please, public call box. Maybe I'll get one of season 13 when they throw it out. For being a terrible police, a symbol of our Great Oppression. Speaking of which, cancel Yaz. What's going on? How can we have a copper, an evil copper scaring the children? What is up with that? I don't know. Who did that? I think that's Mega Geeks. That's Mega Geeks Twitter thing. Anyway, crazy. Speaking of Twitter, they've been going crazy. They're like hounding poor Noel right now. Oh no, stay strong, mate. Stay strong. The worst thing that happens is when you get a swarm. When you get a swarm of them, because they're so vile, they're so disgusting. They're like this. Okay, imagine one like really disgusting, angry. Bleh! You know what? Okay, if you ever watched the show Survivor, right? There was a guy in it once called Colton, who was the worst human being ever. Like, the worst human being ever. He wasn't like Russell Hantz, who was freaking crazy. No, this was the worst. So he was the first time I was introduced to just these terrible generation. I think it's why he was super right wing as well, as opposed to most of them are super left wing. I think it's a generation. Anyway, so. One of them's bad enough, but you like brush on. Ugh, how disgusting! But then when there's a swarm of them, it's utterly vile. So yeah, stay strong, Noel. I have your back, mate. I am with you. We have lots to talk about tonight. That thumbnail was a bit teasy. What do I know about Noel Clarke that you might not know? We will be discussing that. We'll be discussing it. I'm looking at my show notes. It's Noel Clarke is the Doctor. First part. Second one is JJ is a dunce. Item 3, River Song. Item 4, Stranded. And then I said /trans, because they're obviously going to get into that if we get there. Item 5 or 4 or 5, whatever number it is now, Tenet. I saw the trailer for Tenet. That looks freaking insane. I want to see that movie like right now. That movie looks awesome. And I'm just wondering, when are these things going to start coming back to the theater? Are they going to start bypassing cinema? So that led me to thinking, how are we going to save cinema? And I had an idea of it. See, the problem as I see it is that for a time there, they were doing lots and lots of movies that were what they call very, very good. Very, very good. And so people went to see those movies that were very, very good. and they had what's called a very, very good time, right? And so people went, wow, I like going to movies. So I said, you know what? Fine, we'll build you another movie theater. It'll be a bigger, it'll be a better one. It looked, it just looked like it was going well. And then, around 3 or 4 years ago, somebody was elected they didn't like, and they said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to make movies that aren't very, very good. We're going to make movies that are kind of preach to you and are boring. They're they're going to be not very, very good at all. They're going to be, in fact, bad. But here's the clever thing. We're going to tell you they're very, very good. And I bet you most people won't notice. And, by jiggery, they were right. We didn't really notice. We didn't really notice them stop being very, very good. They just didn't realize. But now, you watch a Jodie episode of Doctor Who, right? And then you watch it next to, like, Journey's End, like, which we did. And we all went, oh, my God. But, yeah, this is how you save cinema, in my opinion. The problem is the things that movie companies are putting out are not very, very good. So here's the problem. Here's the problem in a nutshell. They're making product. They are making product. They should be making movies. They made movies. Make something that they love. Movies should be something that you absolutely love, that you adore. Anything like this should be something you adore, that you love. And if you don't, you're probably in the wrong business. Especially with something, because if you do that, that's when you get greatness. Sometimes you get flops too, but you only ever get greatness by doing something you love. I believe. So here's what they need to do. They're not going to stop making their crappy movies, okay? But they need people to go. They need to retrain people that it's fun to go to the cinema. So I saw Disney was releasing like 20 movies over the next few months, which are good for them, fair play. But what they really should be doing, and they may be, I didn't read enough of the story. If they are, it makes a lot of sense. They should be giving them to the movie theaters for free. And then so the movie theaters can charge $1.99 for them, like a 99 cents, right? Pack people into the theaters with great movies, with great, fantastic movies that remind people why they love going to movies, right? Make it a habit to go to the movies. And then they'll start seeing your crap occasionally as well, But, that's really, I think, where you have to go with this now. And you know what? You could do no marketing and just do it all on social media, and it'll be massive. Like you'll do like the movie of the week, and you just release the trailer. It'll be a thing, And you could really do it for really nothing. It's all social media campaigns, the whole thing. No, I don't even think they'll even put any money into placement or anything. I really don't. I think it's like if you do great movies that make you connect with things that people love, people will love it, right? And people will want to run with you with it. So yeah, that's how I think that you say cinema. So let's get to the chat. We have Charlotte Shills. Good morning for you, I believe. How are you? Okay, Noah's a showrunner on the Doctor. Color me very intrigued. Yes, me too. Greetings. I hope everyone is well. Hello, Derek, coping with heat wave. Okay, we're just gonna whiz through. See if everyone is talking to me. Derek says he will be a great choice for showrunner. I'll be well on board with Noel Clarke, and will be an awesome choice to make. Happen at BBC at Sevilla Beckin. Yes, you are correct, sir. I should be. Why don't I look at this on the other screen? If I go over here, I think it's somewhat easier. If I go to this thing called Live View in Live Control Room. Okay, I'm in Live Control Room. It's opening up. I hope the sound is off. Otherwise, I'll get a bit of an echo. The sound is off. Okay, good. Let me scroll up. Wow, I got to scroll up. Let's hope the BBC makes it happen. Who is it? Andrew Goff. Good evening. Colin C. Smith. Good evening or good afternoon, I should say. Daniel Leach. I think I said hello already, but hello if I didn't. Eastland Burkholder. I'm so glad that you're feeling better. I haven't finished reading your full explanation of what happened. I'm really genuinely so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're joining us. I'm so glad you're feeling better. Keep going. You enjoy the heat? Yeah, I hear it's very hot in England right now. Oh, speaking of which, I just got to take a little aside. Oh, Gary Hewitt, how are you? Mr. Hyde Podcasters here. Hello. I just saw. I was looking on Twitter. Rebecca Long Bailey is trending. I was like, what the hell for? Like, who really is she? I remember she was like Corbyn's girl, the Corbyn heir apparent in there. And of course, she got caught doing anti-Semitic stuff. Really? And then they all came out and were anti-Semitic. I mean, it's like, really? Yeah, it was about 20 minutes. So she shared some article which apparently had some anti-Semitic conspiracy theory in it. Of course, why is anybody surprised? Of course, she did that. So then she was fired by that, and then I saw, what's his name? Oh, it's such an annoying little squeaky guy. Oh, someone's coming in. Oh, hey, yeah. Do you want to come and say hello, or do I have to turn the camera off?
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, I'll bring me food. What we got? What's in my soup. What?
I took my side, but I can't get soup.
Oh, you had soup. That's cool. Let's see what's in here, shall we?
This is a very big soup, so I can take some.
It's I have a salad. I'm going to have that later. That's very exciting. It's very exciting.
Yep. And a spicy one.
A spicy. I will put it down here on the floor.
Tom yum.
Tom yum. I like a bit of tom yum.
Love you.
Love you too.
Bye. Bye.
Thanks for stopping in. Especially if you bought me food. That's a definite good reason to stop in. That's nice. So yeah, and so then what's his name? Owen Jones, is it? Little squeaky little pipsqueak Corbyn loving anti-Semitic piece of crap, right? He was like, well, let's not forget the Americans are learning police brutality now from the brutish Israelis. Oh God, really? Do you have any idea how much human life and suffering is avoided by how superior policing of people who want to kill us because idiots like you want to pay them to do it, want to egg them on? Do you give them and do you ever give any consequence to any animals for anything they do? No, of course not, because they hate Jews and so do you. That's the only thing you have in common. Like, you'll go, if the only way you can go and live your life as a gay man anywhere around here is bloody Israel. Try walking into Gaza, and that's not because of Israeli bloody oppression. It's because they will kill you in a bloody second, you idiot. But you know what? They hate Jews. You hate Jews. Ha! It's all good. Bye. Speaking of things that are all good, somebody was it Darren? Oh, where's the letter? Here it is. I believe Darren W. Let me see. Darren M, not Darren W. Darren M, thank you so much. Sent me this fantastic video. I have no idea why, but thank you. I will here. I'm pulling the tag off. That means it's a keeper. I actually I put it on for my wife. She said, "Oh, it suits you." I put it on. And this is the first time I'm actually going to see myself in it. And yep, it does kind of suit me. I can't argue with that. It's I don't think I'm wearing it properly though. How do I do this? Okay, you see, I'm down with the ute. That went wrong. So it's a bit confusing because I got my skull, my Jewish skull cap thing on the inside, and I feel that going like all kinds of places. Oh, that looks better. Yeah. I am beautiful. So thank you. Oh my God. Yeah, I love stuff. I love getting stuff for no reason that I don't deserve. And so I really love this. I am keeping this. I'm looking forward to getting a bit cooler. So I can wear it. I will wear it though. I got a Tom Baker scarf. I'll wear it with. As I was going through the chat, what's happening? It was a 91 Epcot that blew me away. I know I was okay. If I'm missing something in the chat, but that's not okay. Fine. Ben Bomber says, "Hi, Rabbi. How are you?" And we'll say AE Sonic. That's AE Sonic 17. That is a very, very cool name. I said hello to Mr. podcast already. Kelly Inch, how are you? I meant it. If you want to digitally borrow some Jake on Light for the checkout, just get in contact. I really genuinely meant it. Why not? Scott W. Oh, did you see? I replied to you. I did on last stream. I spoke about labor, anti-Semitism, Corbyn, all that stuff, and I replied to you as well. Did you see in the Zoom meeting HBO? Yes, in fact, my video of it was just finished uploading. It's going to go on. It's about an hour long. It's like goes on forever. And I cut out a bunch of stuff. I cut out the presenter asking because she's just so sick of banting, and she's there to say HBO Max. And look, God bless them. God bless them. I'm so glad we have some like just pure promotional stuff, because used to be in the day in the 70s and the 80s. You want to see anything on TV about your favorite genre thing that wasn't that week's episode. wants to see something, you would only get it in like a puff promotional piece like this. So yeah, I was happy to see it, and so my video is called. I'll give you a bit of a sneak preview. It's called a fan, a normie, and a Karen. Sell Doctor Who for HBO Max, because that's essentially what it is. Yeah, and the incredibly predictable results happen. It's like a fan, David Tennant, complete fan, just complete fan. Yeah, and it's everything he said was fanish. He said there was a lot of awkwardness, wasn't there? There was a lot of awkwardness. There was like, oh, I missed the Christmas specials. Oh, the Doctor Who fandom's so nice. They all been so nice to me, so everyone's so friendly. I'm like, this cannot be Jota's experience at all, can it? There's lots and lots of awkwardness. So you had a fan, David Tennant. Which character would you want to go with? The Brigadier. Of course, he would say that. And then you had the normie, Matt Smith. Matt Smith, a complete normie who just likes Doctor Who. So that was a bit of fun in my life. It was such an honor, such a privilege, and I just like it now. I love it because I was there, I was in it, and you know what? It's so true. His closing line really encapsulated for me his entire run as a Doctor, which is I'll never forget when the Doctor was me, and I'm paraphrasing. But it was true. His whole time as Doctor, it was kind of this just glorious gem of like, it was silly, it was funny, it was fun, it was exciting. He was great. He was just a great, great Doctor. But again, he grew up without Doctor Who, so he was a normie. And he remained a normie. It was like, when he's showing off his Cybermen heads. So look, I got Cybermen. He didn't even say Cybermen heads. Cybermen. But the real ones, they're not like, it's like, yes, you're such a normie. And then you had the Karen who has no idea, no clue, going through her vacant head about what Doctor Who is. And it was so freaking apparent from her every stupid syllable dribbled out of her idiot mouth. Oh my God. And awkward bits where they were said, oh, well, when I got it, I just worried I wasn't going to break it. I hope I don't break it. I'm like, darling, you broke it. Let me tell you, darling, you totally broke it. By the way, as you hear earlier, I want to say, because I normally forget to then, can you hit the subscribe button? If you're not subscribers, can you hit subscribe? That'd be fantastic. Can you hit the like and share? Can you everybody support Noel as well? He is under real attack from these J-bots. These worst people humanity has ever made. So yeah, so in answer to you about the HBO thing for Dr. Karen, she showed a complete ignorance of Doctor Who, and she was very out of the depth. Yeah, 100%. We are 100% on board there. What thing? It just jumped. I think. Oh no. Okay, 1 second. The Rabbi's Tim Paul. I don't know who Tim Paul is. Fine, I'm going to look up Tim Paul right now. See, this is what Tim Paul. Oh wait. I think because I was wearing the beanie. There you go. You see, this is what live entertainment is like. This is what a live boomer is like. Did I miss any chats before then? Chris Persia, hello. How are you? Derek Manners, how are you? Rebecca Long Bailey is late. Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah, she just blew up. Really? You see, that's all these kids keep screaming about racism. There's racism everywhere. Racist. Oh, look, there's the outfit. They're hiding. They're coming out. He's a out. They keep doing it. And here's the truth, idiot children. Listen. You keep breaking things, and we keep telling you what to do. Just listen, and things will be better. Okay, idiot children. Real racists, real living good, live racists. They can't hide being racist, right? They can't hide it. Rebecca Longbay can't hide it. Corbyn couldn't hide it. David Duke can't hide it. Real racists, real genuine racists can't hide that they're racist. Because they're proud of it. They think it's a virtue. Like all of you morons. Okay, new hat. Yes, it was a new hat. My Tim Paul, Carol Lynch. I was only joking. I don't know what you're joking about. Let me see if I. Can I? No. No. Okay, fine. Not there. Oh man, this one. In the HBO meeting, we had a lot of awkwardness when Matt Smith had to think about the lack of guest respect. I know there was a lot of awkwardness Like everybody was so nice in Fandom. Fandom was such a peaceful, loving. It was, wasn't it? Bloody hell, we had a Barney every now and again, but no, nothing. Okay, competition, fine. You got that on my radar. Dan, how you doing? Dan, do you want me to send you a link? Ben Perlman, how are you? Good afternoon. What's your thoughts on the Fathom picture I sent? Oh God, ugh. We will look at that. Star Wars Episode 10, Invasion of the Karens. Yes, exactly. That's Daniel Leach. Silver Alchemist, how are you? Good evening. Good afternoon. Can someone explain to me what which Noel Clarke just entered? Okay, nothing. I haven't said anything about that yet. That was, listen. Okay, you're here early. Oh, it's not that early. It's 20 minutes in. Firstly, once it, Dan, I'm going to send you a link via Messenger because I got my Messenger window open right there in front of me. So there you go. That'll do. That's how I make how I roll, baby. Come on. Okay. You say, you want to see if you have a shave? You can have your camera off. You see, that's how I define somebody who's still young. If you still care about how you look. If you still care how you look, yeah, you're still a young guy. That's what I think. Fine. Okay, so where should we start? So wait and see if Dan comes in. Hang on, I have my little list of stuff. Where did I put my list of stuff? It's probably over here. I'll go here, mail. What's it? I have it on maybe it's a draft. I just had it. I just saw it right in front of me. No, that's not. That was the last one. Oh, I think I found this. There we go. Oh, Dan just popped in. Hello, Mr. Spacebook. How are you? Your microphone is off, but it's okay. I love you anyway.
Hello. Yes, you caught me unawares. I didn't think I'd be on quite this quickly. Hello, everybody. Hello out there. Whoever's in the chat.
Is that aftershave or not?
Well, I'll let you into a secret. I've got an electric shaver, everybody, and in the last few weeks, it's gathered a little dust. And it was growing a little bit. So I have shaved, but I hadn't charged it up. So I'm going to keep.
Oh, I hate that. I know exactly what you're. I hate that. And you go like that, right?
And you catch a little bit. So I know I have certain patches. I haven't got alopecia, not yet anyway. It is just the battery of my shaver. It's good to see you all. I'm 24 and I don't care how I look. Live and let live.
That's what I'm saying. Youth is a state of mind. Okay, that's my point.
Absolutely.
You can be old at any age. My son is already about 63.
Spiritually 63.
Yes, he is. Fine. What should we? Oh yeah, you wanted to catch up. Okay, do you want to talk about how Twitter's gone insane?
Twitter has definitely gone insane, completely insane. In fact, I think a lot of people, I've just been catching up on the news generally, and whilst I don't do politics, I just don't do it. I've seen people flocking to the beaches in Bournemouth in Great Britain, staggering. And of course, the emergency services, they can't cope with it. People just can't cope with it because there's too many other people milling around. It's all very hot, all very sticky, and social distancing is next to impossible. I've been to Bournemouth.
I need no encouragement to distance myself from a sea of very, very white English bodies. Sounds horrible. Oh my God.
Quite right, but even the virtual world,
disease-ridden bodies. I should have added that in. Disease-ridden bodies.
Even the virtual world, Rabbi, has become all of a sudden just swamped with people putting down their towels, burying their bottoms down on the beach, and just spouting whatever they like about all manner of really quite mundane things. Haven't we learned anything in the last 3 or 4 months? I love Doctor Who. Rabbi, you love Doctor Who. We love all this stuff, but wow, there are people blowing off some steam.
Listen, I think it's all tied into George Wallace as well. Is it Wallace? No, it is Wallace, right? Put his name out a million times. The gentleman who was killed.
George Floyd.
2 friends. George. Do you remember that? Floyd, not Floyd. Who's
George Floyd? Yeah, George Floyd. I mean, it's all rolled along.
It is. I mean, but that seems to be just running out of steam now. People are like,
I think. Well, this is the nature, isn't it, of the media, and particularly social media. It's a little bit like the 24-hour news channels, and these terrible things that befall either individuals like the poor gentleman you just mentioned, or masses of people. The nature of modern news is that it sort of eats it all up so quickly and sort of spits out the other side. It's terrible, really. But I think that the way that, I love social media. I'm not going to demonize Twitter or Facebook or any of those things. It's all the mind and the heart of the people who are using it. But it does seem to sort of churn its way through these things. And now it seems to me, Rabbi, I don't know what it's like where you are, but in Great Britain, lockdown has eased quite dramatically in the last few days. There are cars all over the roads. You can see the beaches are packed. And it's like, oh, right. And rather than think about, what have we learned about humanity, about our own lives, and about humankind.
It's my time, baby. That's what it's going. It's my time now.
It's as if they've come out of the woodwork. Certain people have just gone, right, where were we?
But no, I feel there's an axis going from the Floyd thing, because I think people felt they won a revolution, and after a revolution, it's like a night along knives when they kill all the oppressors. Yeah, and it's kind of like what's going on with all the social shaming of it. Like, it's so crazy. But now you can't play a darker skinned cartoon character either. No, not Sarah Silverman. The one from The Good Place. What's her name?
Yes, I know who you mean. She used to be a DJ on Radio 1. Yeah, I can't remember her name. Yeah. I mean, I love A Good Place, and I like her in it. But she does like. I suspect she rather likes the sound of her own voice. But she's when they put this stuff out on social media, actor or actress or whatever else is like third or fourth on the list now. They put things like activist and things like that. And
I tell you, I had such a stress fest trying to describe the profession of the person play of Rebecca Root when I'm talking about Stranded, because I didn't know whether they're called an actress. Right, because I'll gender her as a woman, right? I'm trying.
She's a woman. She's an actress. That's how I view it.
But actresses now like to be called actors as well. I don't know what to do. It's too confusing.
Yeah, I mean, I listen to Maureen Lipman and people like that. They say, I'm an actress. It's my profession. I'm an actress. Right. I'm proud to be an actress. I suppose it's down to
listen, I'll call you whatever you want. I just don't want to be in trouble over this. I don't mind being in trouble over stuff I've done. But
it's not diminishing that in their craft in any way or their abilities. I suppose you should always listen to people, whatever they've got to say. But it really is. It does seem like small fry to me. I think it's a great accolade to any creative, that particularly they're doing it professionally. But seems like small problems to me. There's been a couple of funny comments here in the chat. Have you seen the one from Scott W? Is that a toxic representation of fascist oppressive law enforcement behind you? Shame. You'll be cancelled. I'm afraid so.
Hashtag cancel Yaz. Hashtag cancel Yaz.
Banter rights about cancel. Oh, yeah, she's been speaking again, hasn't she, out of turn about possible cliffhangers. Mm.
Is she on Twitter? Tell me what she's done.
It was with Cult Times, is it? Website, quite a middling website. They take a lot of low-hanging fruit, but then again, so do I. Let's be honest. I'm not going to knock them for that. Yeah, she's in there, and she's apparently let something slip in a podcast. She was on a podcast about health and beauty, suggesting that the Christmas special or New Year special, whatever it's going to be, could end with a cliffhanger.
Yeah, who cares?
That's why. Yeah, I'd sort of taken it as read it probably would anyway. They're going to need something to keep you engaged for however long.
It could end with the anal fisting of the Doctor by Yaz, and I still wouldn't be that interested.
No, I mean, yes.
I'll be honest with you. That would be a surprising choice. But not that interesting.
it would be bold on BBC One at 7 o'clock in the evening. It would, yeah. But it would certainly be one way of. Well, a country file would be a tough act to follow, wouldn't it? I don't know.
You cut out at the punchline.
Yeah. Oh, what's that?
You just cut out as you got the punchline. It was like,
on my comedy gold. Yes, well, I'm saying it'd be a tough act for country file to follow or whatever else.
Yeah. How will they do with that big country file? Lead it. Oh my God! See, again, I maintain this is the worst thing that could possibly happen to the Chris Chibnall era is the making and broadcasting Doctor Who. That's the absolute
Letting the rest of us see it is the worst thing that could have possibly happened.
Because then people remember, because I think Fandom has kind of forgotten how awful it was. It's been a few months and it kind of floated out there, and they said like, "Oh, well, what's the problem?" Like they say, you put it back in front of their faces.
Now he's cutting out everybody. We're both of us. We're both cutting out at different times. But I do agree. I've spent the last. When did it end? When did Series 12 end? It was like the end February, of March.
February, wasn't it?
Yeah. So in that time, I mean, it sort of comes back and bites you on the bum from time to time, doesn't it? Usually when somebody ats you on Twitter, or when you think to yourself, "Oh, there hasn't been any Doctor Who for ages. I wonder when it's coming back." Oh yeah.
Exactly.
That's how it gets me. I see a picture of Peter Capaldi and I think, "I miss the Doctor. When's he coming back?" Oh, yeah.
Right. It's like if you lose a spouse and you just wake up and you go, "Oh, I got it." Oh no. Yes. Yeah, it's that. It's exactly that. So. I mean, look, look. In the upside, I do believe it's going to come back. It will come back. It just depends how stupid they're going to be for how long it is. If they're the most stupid they're going to be, I don't think it'll be more than 15 to 20 years. That's the most stupid they could do. But I don't think it'll be more than that.
No, I'd say they'll. Having said this, I mean, anybody with an ounce of kind of how can I put this, humility, or with awareness of the broader television landscape, the industry at the moment, and how audiences are responding to anything, will think, okay, this isn't what we would have wanted, this extended break in production, but let's take this time to look back at our show and to sort of reverse engineer it really, and to tweak and to make it better going forward. But no, I severely doubt that's going to happen.
I severely doubt they're going to do that. Although they may be kind of be forced into it. I really don't know. I mean, that's really what's going on, right? So this is actually quite a good segue into my shameless piece of clickbaitery. When I say Noel Clarke, I was thinking about this. This isn't even a rumor. This is my idea that I want to do the world. So somebody goes, "Oh bloody hell, we could do that." Noel Clarke is the only person I think that can take Doctor Who forward. The only person. Firstly, let's not talk.
The only person.
He's black. Okay, that's what everybody. That's the only thing that matters now to a lot of.
I had noticed this, yes, but yeah, I do. I love Noel Clarke. I think he's great. The only person to take it forward. I'd like to think there were plenty more, but I've just finished watching Torchwood series 1, season 1, whatever you want to call it, and Noel Clarke's episode Combat, I think it's called. Absolutely fantastic script. He is. He's a big talent, Noel Clarke, and I'm not entirely sure.
Have you seen his movies? Like Adulthood, Kidulthood.
I saw the first one.
Then they're all good. He writes and directs. He's a real talent. And, okay, listen, I'm not into identity politics, as you know. It's not my thing. It's just kind of weird that hasn't been a black guy play the Doctor as yet. Like, at this point, it's like, it's now kind of got noticeable. Like Star Trek Discovery, it's kind of noticeable that everyone is female. It was like, yeah. It's just kind of noticeable at this point.
I'm a big believer in the best actor who auditions for the role or takes interest is the right person for the job. But when you think about when I remember we talked about this recently over on my channel, how Adrian Lester was actively campaigning for that part.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Adrian Lester's a great actor.
Yeah. I mean, look, the truth is when it would have meant something is if they did it instead of Colin Baker, right? That at that point in history, it'll be the right access in time. But okay, so Noel Clarke, as I said, is my pick for the only person to take Doctor Who. He's the only person who the conservative audience, the audience that do not like this era of Doctor Who, will be like, oh, okay, I'm up for him. Yeah, I like Mickey. He likes Doctor Who. He's a talent. I think they will be able to. I think obviously the box takers will be like, aha, perfect. Are you also trans? Can you be trans as well? Yeah, he'll be like, oh, you've got to dress up a bit if you want. They're good. That's good enough. So that'll be fine. And I think they'll be. And then I think he likes Doctor Who enough. He has a real genuine affection for it. That
He knows how it works.
I think he'll be a real interesting Doctor as well. His Doctor, because he's a very action-man-y type of guy.
So I thought you meant as the showrunner or something like that.
Both. Wouldn't that be incredible?
Write it, star in it, produce it.
I think he could do it.
Yeah, and I bet he could probably deliver
representation behind and in front of the camera.
Look, what interests me about Noel Clarke is that he is the whole creative package. This is what's always struck me about him. Not only the fact that every single fan that I've never met him, but I've met lots of fans. I know lots of fans who have met him, and not a single person has said a bad thing about Noel Clarke. How good humoured he is, how he mucks in at conventions. He's very proud of the show. He certainly understands why we love it so much, knows how it works. He's a massive fanboy. I don't think so much of Doctor Who, but probably of other things. But he's the full creative range of talents.
Basically, he's like Matt Smith. He's a Norman.
Yeah, I suppose he is. But who he reminds me of, and I think he could be for Doctor Who, he could be our Jon Favreau. I think if he was in place, he could take Doctor Who to somewhere like that. I think Noel Clarke's got the populist touch. I think he's got a great ear for dialogue. Certainly knows how to construct a story and how to hook a story. He knows that he can make it relevant. He can make it literate even. But he knows that people still need to have a bloody good time. And that entertaining people...
And he still looks good running up and down a corridor in a long jacket. Give him a leather jacket.
I don't know how old Noel Clarke is. Anybody? I think he's 40,
late
42.
40s.
Yeah. I know he's got a couple of little...
Old enough, he's still rough.
Yes. Yeah. All the criteria, but that box with running, that's ticked certainly.
Yeah.
As for the rest, I don't know.
Nobody thought about these boxes when they're casting Jodie. Shall we have somebody who can run dynamically down a corridor, or shall we go for the waddling duck look? What do you think? Well, we haven't done the waddling duck look before, and Doctor Who's all about interpretation and going new places. Let's make it awful.
I just think that the most
real audio from a
in my book, the most creative people should be involved with Doctor Who, and if they've got this massive amounts of experience in front and behind the camera, they can write, they can do all these things. It's strange. I mean, maybe Noel Clarke's not got any ambitions toward doing that. I know he's working on several.
You know what? I think he's just got ambition. I think which is what I like about him. He has ambition, and I think this is like he's never thought about before. But if he was offered it, boy, would he go for it. I think he would think about it. But think how he could pour in so much support and so much help. But I really think he could be maybe not be the showrunner, maybe be the head writer or whatever. He can mold the director. When they were casting John Pertwee, they nearly gave the roles to Michael Benty. Right? Yeah, it was really close. They wanted Michael Benton, but he wanted to be involved in the creative process. He wanted to basically be the showrunner, to have the director on the show. So I'm thinking, and it was Barry Letts and Terrence Dixon. Well, that's our job. You can't do that. They went into it, but and also I think his ideas were a bit crazy. But he wanted it to be very along those lines.
Yeah, I'm just look. Anybody who's got a take that they can deliver with conviction, because that's the irony in the current era. And for all that they keep telling us of how relevant it is, I never get a sense of real conviction in the voice. Well, the voice is very, very weak for a start compared to somebody like Russell T Davies and Stephen Moffat. Right. But I just don't feel any conviction in what they're saying, with very few exceptions. On the odd occasion that they do, I don't necessarily agree with what they're saying, and so I find the message really trite. I find the tone very patronising, and all of the characters are so sketchily developed that it's hard to empathise with anybody in these dilemmas that are presented to us. And when you're talking about real world dilemmas, I mean it does do real people and real issues. It does them a huge disservice. We've spoken about this time and time again, haven't we?
Right. Now, I was just thinking about it. Look, this is all fantasy. Okay, I just hope somebody gets the idea and pass it on. But I was just thinking, what would Noel Clarke do with Doctor Who? I mean, I was really thinking about it. He's got to tie it into Mickey somehow. Why would the Doctor turn into Mickey? But, but again, I just think it ticks everybody's box in a good way and a bad. So yeah, I think
Noel Clarke would play the role in a very playful way. And I think
it'll be playful, but it'll also be like very dramatic. I think he likes being kind of like an action man.
Yeah, I'd say that's a fair point, and I think that he has an everyman quality about him. This is the thing, you see. This is why all the labels that they're now putting back on people. Why I find it so disagreeable, because everybody can relate to Noel Clarke. You see him in Vida Dame Pet and various other things throughout his career. Everybody can relate to him. It's of course I've noticed that he's black. But everybody can relate to him. I can relate to. Yeah, of course, I can relate to people from different backgrounds, be they ethnic backgrounds, social backgrounds, age, gender, whatever. It's all in the story, it's all in the writing, and it's all in the talent of these individuals.
From Captain Robert April, why did he turn into Caecilius? I don't know what the Caecilius is. What is Caecilius? Maybe I'll try.
Yes, I think Captain Robert April was probably a little bit more literate than I am. That sounds like a reference to the classics.
Let's see. Well, it came out. No.
Yes, I'm not going to Google that on camera.
Caecilians? I'm so confused. Okay, maybe I spelled it wrong. What is it? Okay, what's it? I'm going between screens. So CAE. Okay, CAEC. Okay, I got that bit right.
Excuse our ignorance, Captain.
Yeah. I spelled it right. I have no idea what this is. Let's look at Caecilius instead. I don't know. I don't know. If Google doesn't know, I don't bloody know. Oh, speaking of which, speaking of things I don't know, this is not something I don't know, but something I'm not going to do, which is very unlike me. Let me just share this window. But you have to, if this is something that interests you, you better get in there fast. Eagle Moss are releasing, and Big Finish are releasing this new set, the Lucy Miller set. So you got the Time Controller Dalek? What's he called again?
Yeah, that is the
Eagle Moss, Time Controller Dalek, the movie McGann, which I don't really know. That's like my least favorite costume, and Lucy Miller. So the McGann they released before was the Night of the Doctor McGann. So you never got this costume.
Oh yeah, very nice.
And I think it's like £33. Here, let's see how much it's to order.
Yeah, I think that. It's Sheridan Smith's birthday today, so I think this is
sold out already. It's done
in her honor, due to high demand. Everybody,
sold out.
I was going to say something a little bit sexist.
Like 3 hours ago.
Yeah, well,
that's crazy how quickly that sold out. Well, good for them. Good for them. Okay, that's that. But they won't get my money because I was already bought something else from Big Finish this week. You know what? Let's move on to that. Maybe. Have you? We'll go to news. Here we go. 10th Doctor. So this will be. So I haven't even read that. I bought it. Okay, I pre-ordered all 3 discs. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm getting this, no question.
Well, yes, this is something that you didn't know you wanted. It's one of those sorts of things, isn't it? When I was doing that interview with, I got super chat. Wow, thank you so much, Kip Ellis. Good evening. How are you? I will gladly accept your super sticker. I don't know what a super sticker is, but it is super. It's got a unicorn on it
as well, so that's a good sign.
Can't be bad.
Talking about Riverside. Oh yeah, so I bought it without knowing anything about it. Oh yeah. So with it, because when I was doing the interview with Nick Briggs, I was scrolling through the Big Finish site saying, "Oh, this talking about this," and it's got that little green sticker and everything. I have like, "You got this, you got this, you got that." Yeah. And it's kind of embarrassing because it's all right, like everything, right? So, but I thought later, and this was about a week later. I said, but if he wasn't making Doctor Who, even if he wasn't making Big Finish, I don't think he could imagine there being a third Doctor story come out that he wouldn't listen to. Right? It's like it's either way. It's insanity. It's like I can't let that happen. Same with this. I can't let there be a 10th Doctor, River Doctor, not happen. Like,
Yeah, and you not have it. Yeah, it does. I suppose this would take place around the time of Waters of Mars and Planet of the Dead and all that sort of thing.
Oh,
That's where they drop this in.
We can always just read it. It should tell us.
Yeah, I've read the synopsis. They sound pretty standard Doctor Who runaround stories. They sound like a good giggle, and that they're going to have great sort of chemistry between them, because I felt that they always did.
Yeah, exactly.
Some great writers. Johnny Morris writing one.
Lizzie Hope is done. See, I always look up. This is what they made me do. Now I always don't trust it when I see a woman's name. I always has she written anything else? And okay, she's done a bit. So so that reminds me. You know what? There's still this mystery release they're going to bring out for Time Lord Victorious. The audio release, right? There's one more disc that they say they're going to bring out.
I'd say that'll be the grand finale, where I would expect they've got to put. They can't have that just be another Paul McGann story. They've got to pull something out for that, and I would like to think it would be Paul McGann and David Tennant.
Well, what they should really do is make it the overarching story, like that is the story, and have that release that first for free on Radio 1 or put it out on radio, and you can buy the disc from Big Finish if you want it. But then and have it available on iPlayer for a week or two. Because then you get invested in this multi-platform story that quite frankly, I'm not that invested in it right now. I'm like, no.
It's all. I mean, you and I, when we read about this on the day of release, Time Lord Victorious, we jumped right on your channel, didn't we? We had a big long chat about it. In fact, it was really rather sad for two grown men to get that excited about what was at the end of the day, Rabbi, one picture, and we were like, because
it should have been so much more than it was. Yeah. It's so disappointing.
They've announced what the Ninth Doctor's part in it's going to be today. Have you seen that?
He's going to be in the comics, the Doctor Magazine comic strip.
Which I suppose we all anticipated it could be the comic strip, but I thought we might get more than 20 pages over 2 or 3 months.
Who knows? But listen, anybody but Jodie, right? In the comics, anybody but Jodie. Oh, it was an extra spice, Mickey. Good evening. How are you? If I missed you, what was it? Drew 1365. Where is the other 1,364 Drews? I wonder. That you had to be 1365. River's been good in her own series. Pretty good. I haven't finished listening to that last set yet, although the last couple were kind of uninteresting. Exactly. I haven't got through that final disc yet. And that final
way behind with those. I overloaded a little bit on River Song for a while. I did the melody. Right. What was I did the melody. What's its mysteries and all that sort of stuff. And I got I songed out.
Yeah, one second. I'll see. Where is it? Is it River Song?
You can't have too much of a good thing, and particularly, I think with Captain Jack and River Song, it's definitely you can sort of
right. Captain Jack is very very clearly in the New Year special.
Oh God, yeah, without a doubt.
But the question is, will he be in a different room that he was in before, or do they just do everything together?
I suspect he'll be 2 or 3 rooms. He clearly wasn't out on location when they would.
Well, he doesn't look the same. I mean, look, watching those old episodes, he is not aged well. I mean, he's aged well. Don't be wrong, but he's not. He's very visibly aged. Let me run through the. I'll do a quick lightning run through the River Sunset. Right. First one, I think was a pretty darn good one. That was with McGann. They also had this other guy who is a big Doctor Who fan playing a fake Doctor. Sam West. He was really good, really good in it. I recommend that highly.
And he's been in Doctor Who. He's been in Doctor Who trivia. People sort of you work out what he was in on the telly.
We think this would be. I bet it's the classic series then, not the new one.
Sort of. Go on. Somebody there will know.
Is it the McGann movie?
He was in. Let's just see if anybody in the chat comes up with this one. Has anybody come through with where we've seen Samuel West before in Doctor Who? No.
I'm just Googling it.
He was in Dimensions in Time as the Rani's companion in that.
Oh my God! Yes, he was. You're right.
He was. He's a massive. Yes, some people have all the luck, don't they?
Time like gherkins in a jar.
And we've got Colin P. Smith. The question would be: was Captain Jack originally in the special, or will his scenes be shoehorned in?
They haven't filmed anything new. They haven't filmed anything new at all.
Yeah, I suspect this was conceived with Captain Jack very much.
They definitely. They definitely need him back. So anyway, so that's the first set. The second set has kind of a fake Sixth Doctor in it and a Seventh Doctor. That one's a bit blah. The third one was pretty good. If this is one with the the 5/20/29. If that was the one, I can't remember which one that was in, but that was a really good story as well. So the third one was with Madame Kevorkian and the Fifth Doctor. Again, not as good as the first. The fourth one was pretty good because it was with Tom Baker, and that worked nicely. But then they did one with the Masters. That was much better. That's probably the best one.
I haven't heard that one. Yeah, I really wanted to. I just haven't got around to that.
No, look, again, if you want to borrow it, just get in contact. And then this one where she steps into other stories. Talons of Weng Chiang, Unearthly Child.
Is that how that works?
And Sontaran Experiment, I think. Sontaran something or other. And Web of Fear. So the weird thing with Web of Fear, the Web of Fear one was that she met Captain Knight, right?
Yes.
Captain Knight was in Web of Fear. And they had the same guy back playing him. Who, in Web of Fear sounded like he was 23. Now he sounds like 83. Because he is! I mean, come on.
It's stretching it somewhat.
It's not recognizable at all. I'm like, well, why? Like, what did you think would happen? Like, really?
Yeah, I think there's artistic integrity. We all understand that. And you to get back the same actors where you can. But really, for a bit part like Knight, yeah, they probably should have gone with somebody who was of relative age to the story,
who looks vaguely like he
particularly when they've recast the entire bloody TARDIS team here from season 1. They've got
right exactly. So my idea for Big Finish doing here, I'm in the wrong thing, and it was what's the full story in? I'm trying to remember it. The miniscope story. Carnival Monsters. There you go. That's the full set that she steps into. Carnival Monsters. That box set's pretty good. Apart from that, with it. So I'll go. If you're buying River Song, I would do. I haven't listened to 7 yet. I'll do 6. I'll do 5 first, then 6, then 1, and the rest kind of just fill in as you want. They're all about the same at that point.
When you want to scratch the river itch.
Yeah, you were with it. Sweet Rebecca, I laughed when the boys talked about the Christmas special. Yeah, there was a lot of very uncomfortable car crash moments in that HBO promo. Did you watch that?
I have. And yeah, that was the moment that got me. In fact, I think I said in my Facebook group yesterday or early this morning that I almost felt sorry for Jodie Whittaker. When Matt Smith and David Tennant, they were going, "What do you miss the most, mate?" He's going, I really miss the Christmas special. It was brilliant." And you can see them both bonded, and she's there just going, it's a bit awkward.
There was also they had the bit where they said Doctor Who fandom so nice and welcoming. And they were so nice to loving. I was like, really? That can't be her experience, can it? I mean,
well, pretty much she only ever been to 2. Yeah, at Comic Con where there was a room full of 80,000 people shouting and screaming. Yeah, she's gonna, she hasn't really got a huge amount of experience. She's been shepherded through. Yeah, and to be fair, she is incumbent in the role, and there's other things that she's been doing. I don't think she's best placed to speak, but I'm glad that she's had a good experience. Of course, I am. Everybody deserves to have good experiences in life, but it does make one wonder.
I would just rather the good experience wasn't at the expense of my very, very bad experience and the millions of other people who's had their pleasure ripped out of them, so you can feel good about yourself for 10 minutes. That's lovely, darling. How about it? Can I just get you a bunch of flowers? Would that do the trick? How about
That's it. Just yeah. Yes, it was interesting. It was about 20 minutes. I'm not sure if there's 2 streams kicking about because I've seen 2 different screenshots from these streams.
Heavily edited. I because I edited it down for my video, which is coming. Well, I think I'll put out as soon as I'm finished here. Let's see if I finished uploading it. And hang on a second. Yeah, you can always tell when it's ready to publish because it'll say it's demonetized. Oh no, they haven't demonetized it yet. Okay, there you go. So it's unlisted right now. I'll turn it on as soon as I'm finished here. But that's good. That's like an hour long. It's
really you've really gone for it there.
It was about 45 minutes long, but it's a fun one. It really.
I noticed that the cuts were a lot more obvious when Miss Whittaker was speaking.
Yeah. There were just a lot about. Yeah, the weird thing was you didn't get a close up on Matt Smith's apartment, which looks freaking awesome.
Yeah, he was never going to live in a shithole, was he? Yeah, he clearly lives in.
Somebody asked me. The two doctors in that Zoom had a lot of moments that would have made Jodie feel left out. When Ted mentioned about don't break it, they kept saying that. That's the other uncomfortable. They kept saying don't break it. I was like, oh, that's a big thing. I don't want to break it. Surely she knows. Surely she knows.
I don't think she does. I think that she, in her view, most of it, she views this as completely normal because she believes everything. Bless her heart, as you would. She trusts Chris Chibnall implicitly, and she believes that when they say, "Oh no, it's all going brilliantly." Oh, all right, yeah, okay, see you next year then. So, quite, in her experience, this is all business as usual. So when David and Matt say that about, "Oh, weren't the Christmas specials amazing?" And, you could see that in the back of her head, a bit of a sort of tumbleweed, kind of what they're talking about. Yeah.
I don't think she puts a lot of herself in the character. The doctor she plays is a moron. I don't think she's that far off herself. I think she's a bit dumb. I mean, listen, this was a genuine answer she gave when she said, I was nervous. I was really scared of the weight of expectations on me. And then I thought, nah, forget it.
This is it, though. The actors that you wouldn't want them to be crippled by insecurity, otherwise none of them would ever step on stage.
Okay, at least I understand the character. At least,
yeah.
I mean,
I do get the impression she veered from one extreme to another with it. We're just thinking, fuck it.
Yeah. I mean, again, Matt Smith had no idea of the character, so he sat and watched an episode from every Doctor. That's how his portrayal came. I mean, it's very, very clearly influenced by Tomb of the Cybermen. Yeah, he loves that story, right? And so that's what he said. You can see him sparking and enjoying it. I don't think Jodie Whittaker has that capacity because she's a Karen, and Karens don't like Doctor Who. She can't sit and watch it because she doesn't like it.
I don't think she understands it remotely. She doesn't understand the character. She doesn't understand the series. She doesn't really understand the appeal. I did that story about her in the cafe meeting the young girl who then turned around and said that she wanted Ben Whishaw. That's a great story. That's a great story.
Totally.
Yeah.
What about the other story she told on James Corden about when she harassed the girl who was wearing a T-shirt with her on it, and then the story changed in the middle. Did you hear?
No, I didn't watch that.
Oh, you can't watch that on my channel because they got.
I have got. Yes, I have got it, but I haven't got around to watching it yet. I had to sort of brace myself for that one.
Okay.
I knew it was going to be a cringe fest because James Corden, in my view, has disappeared up his own backside.
Well, again, if you thought James Corden was a massive pussy in Cats, like a massive big pussy in Cats, nothing compared to what he's like to now. Oh my God. I was like, really?
Yes, I preferred his original accent.
Oh, I don't know. Honestly, he's like 1 part man, 3 parts vagina at this point. He is like what the hell? Don't be such a pussy. Like he is.
I was interested in the HBO thing because I know very little about HBO as a entity, as a corporate thing. Well, obviously, I know they're trying to sell a product at the moment, but I wondered what it would be like tonally, what the conversation would be like, what the presenter would be like. And she was
corporate. I mean, listen, look, God bless them. They at least they understand there's a fan base out there that they need to connect to sell the product, right?
Yeah, it was pioneered simply.
And they're doing what they needed to do that they think. look, they got 3 doctors on, and they got them all to say HBO Max a couple of times. So what more do you want? Yeah.
And that's all it was really about. I noticed Scott here says the Spacebook. Really, she has to know she's not quite captured our hearts unless she never turns on the internet or Twitter or YouTube. No, I don't think she ever does turn on Twitter or YouTube. I've got to be honest there, and I suspect that internet-wise, she probably does very, very little. Particularly if she's homeschooling her child at the moment, even more so. But yeah, I honestly don't think she does any of those things. And maybe she's got the right idea and we haven't. I don't know. But no, I genuinely think that she has no real idea. She's been a little greenhoused by the culture at the BBC, by Mr. Chibnall. And I don't.
I saw visions of Chris Chibnall turning up with the van to an innocent Jodie Whittaker's. Hey, do you want to get in the back of my van? What for? I got puppies in there. I got some puppies in there and candy. Do you want to get in? Do you want to get in my van? And that's how she became Doctor Who. Exactly that way.
Yes. So yeah, I wish I could come up with another answer for that one, but no, I think that she's I don't want to say that somebody's a fool when I haven't met them, and parts of that interview.
I'm just going on what I've seen. It's like maybe she's just.
Parts of the interview, they're reasonably charming, but the most sort of generosity I can muster towards the lady at the moment is, feeling slightly sorry for her that she hasn't been given the Christmas special that the others have, but then she hasn't given her all to the part in the way that the others have. So you read what you sow.
They want big to have a Christmas special. Anyway, Chris Berger says, compare Jodie's response to that of Henry Cavill's replying to his responsibilities as a representative of Superman. Not only that, as a representative of whatever the name from the Conan show. What's the name of that show? Who's it? The Witcher.
The Witcher, yeah.
Yeah, like even that he took very seriously. Whether or not he was good enough for the role. Yeah, exactly. Henry Cavill, I will watch. He is A-list talent right now. I think he's the closest to A-list talent. I will go and watch him in freaking anything. He brought me into
I've never been keen. I've never been very keen until recently, until The Witcher, and until I've seen him interviewed as well. A very likable guy, clearly a bit of a geek, and I haven't got a problem with anything that he's ever said.
He knows how to pretend to be one. He knows how to pretend that to be one. I was like, fine, absolutely. Let's see what this says. I don't think she cares. It's just a job for her. I think she cares that she feels like she's breaking a glass ceiling, right? I don't think she cares about the role. For Tennant and Capaldi, it was a dream come true. For Smith, he didn't grow up with it, but he fell in love with it. It was very clear to me he fell in love with it.
The warmth in his voice in that video, I think he still misses it. I think he'd go back in a heartbeat. I honestly do.
I think he would wait for a bit longer. But listen, he could have gone back to Big Finish anytime he wants. Although their Jake Dudman releases are indistinguishable from Smith. They're like completely indistinguishable.
Yeah, he is really good.
More Capaldi. What I was just thinking of today before I started? I wished we had another 2 seasons of Capaldi, just specifically for this story. We've never had in the modern era that I can think of a story where they got to solve all these logic problems to get through, like City of Excellence or the
Pyramids of Mars. Yeah.
That was kind of a Doctor Who staple for a while. I'd love to see a Capaldi story with that, where he had to solve these you know what it is. The story is this: they use it for Sherlock. The last part of Sherlock was on the island with Sherlock's sister.
Yes.
So that's basically a master story with the Doctor, right? The Doctor, the Brigadier, and a companion are on the island with the Master. The Master's turned everyone, and now he's putting them all through. That. I mean, again, it's basically that story. I just said, why on earth aren't you doing this for Doctor Who? This was a perfect Doctor Who story, right? Even down to the Shetland Island kind of setting for the prison.
I would have loved it. Yeah, I think you're right. I really. My feelings about Sherlock have changed dramatically over the last few years. But look, with hindsight, I think it's a pity that Moffat's attention was divided between those 2 shows, because I think they both suffered. Ultimately.
Season 8 and 9, certainly, you can certainly see it. You can certainly see that. I mean, I think I like season 10, and most people don't. I really like season 10. I can understand why the political correctness was too much for a lot of people in it. I just kind of like, yeah, I phase it out. I like Capaldi's performance enough.
Yeah, it's exactly the same with me. I like Capaldi, Bill, and Nardal together, and by that point, I even, I never really accepted Missy as the Master, but I liked Michelle Gomez as Missy. So the four of those characters in the mix. Does that make sense? Did that make sense? So the four of those characters in the mix, week to week, there was just enough arc to make it work. And yes, some of those social justice angles, they did great on me considerably, but generally, I think it was a return to something a bit more like.
Right, I bet it was a lot of lip service. But you never accepted Missy as the Master, Michelle Gomez as the. Wow.
Now, there were moments late. There were moments late in series 10, particularly the two-parter with John Sim. I thought that both of them played that particularly well.
What about the Dalek two-parter at the beginning of season 9? That for me is the one that
not for a moment.
Me as the Master completely. I'll tell you exactly the moment. Where they're materializing in the dark was Ezquerra. They think they're on a space station, right? And Capaldi looks at her and says, "Gravity," and he's like, "Yeah." And they both realize they're not in artificial gravity.
Yeah,
just that interchange right there. I was like, yeah, these people have known each other for 1,000 years through different lives. That's how I was like, oh, I totally got it. And
I think I was still in the sort of this should be the Rani kind of frame of mind then. Yeah, they both worked hard on the material. I think Michelle Gomez has got this really strong work ethic. I think she understands the character, which obviously does take you a considerable way. But I think Stephen Moffat, for a long time, he either overwrote that character or underwrote it, and I think it took him quite a while to find the right spot.
Season 8 for me is a bit of a write-off. I'm going through it again just because I love Capaldi's performance so much. I just want more of it, right? But I think season 9 is where both Capaldi and Missy, and even I think season 9 is where it really, really came together for me.
All right, see that's the season that I haven't gone back to for quite a while, so I ought to revise my view of it really. But I found series 9 a bit of a
freaking awesome. In fact, I really wasn't on board with Capaldi's performance in his first year, which is essentially his first few weeks as a doctor, right? And so
I loved it. See, this is us. We're completely opposite about series 8 and 9, but we agree about series 10. It was like the minute where he came in on the tank on the beginning of it was kind of like a Pertwee episode on acid. I was like, what's going on? He had the Scaro, and I saw the biplane flying over, like shooting lasers. I said, I bet that's freaking Scaro. At that moment, you had the landmines, and then you had the Doctor meeting Davros, which wasn't the best opening. I'll have to go back to this era. It's been a long time since I've watched it.
Colony South was like Davros's henchman. He should have been not the Rani, the Mara. Like that would have been freaking awesome bit of continuity for no reason.
Numerous ways they could have brought the Mara into it. Scott's just asking here, you can overlook the woke points in series 10 because we had a real Doctor and his awesome performance. Every line was delivered wonderfully and covered.
Yeah, okay. That's the thing I first noticed again with that Dalek two-parter. That you got these micro expressions from Capaldi of like you saw a bit of Troughton, you saw a bit of Peter Davis, and you see a Tom Baker. It's the most, and you have to be a real Doctor Who fan, like an insane Doctor Who fan, to be able to see that performance. But
he's always processing, isn't he? What other actors are saying to him, what's going on. He's never not processing the entire sort of dramatic spectrum. And that, whereas his successor, I think that half the time she's wondering about what she's got for lunch while she's speaking the lines.
That's
a big difference.
It's not her thing.
God, I've come on and I'm knocking Jodie Whittaker again. I haven't done this for a while. Blowing the cobwebs away.
You know what? It's hard not to.
It is very hard.
It's like we would love to be more positive about. I'm like, especially on Twitter when I was trying to reason with these guys. On Facebook, oh my God, I got so swarmed on Facebook this week by like I was on the Doctor Who Facebook group. I forgot it was a total Jodie fest there, and like you put anything out there like, and I got swarmed by them. Like, what's
that? The official page?
Was that
the official page?
It was the group.
Doctor Who Infinity.
No, Doctor Infinity. It's actually that's the one I find most friendly. Just called the
Type 40. What's going? Yeah, go on.
Type 40. That's really where you go for your quality. I'm talking about your masses.
Yes.
This is like so, but yeah, again, I just think there's a lot of tolerance not there right now for other people. So we've always had this in fandom that some people have liked some areas and some people have hated them, right? And this has always been like, you like this story, I hate that story, and we're very, very passionate. People clash, which is fair enough because you love it, right? But like, we've never had this thing before where you had a group of people who said we want to cancel you because you don't like our Doctor Who. It's the weirdest thing. I mean,
extraordinary.
It's the weirdest thing.
Well, and your video that you made when you got the gentleman on from Argentina a week or so ago,
I wish I could get more of those people on. That was wild.
Yeah, I mean, it was very game of him to do that, but the conversation was enlightening. The way that it sort of ranged, and obviously he had certain expectations and prejudices before the conversation began. It was a fascinating conversation that was.
Honestly, it was very, very clear to me. Poor guy, he's never really thought through his arguments before. He just thought he was going to well, obviously this guy's a sexist, and that's the only reason he doesn't like Jodie, and I'm going to like it. We'll come out. It's really like. And that's really what he thought. It was the weirdest thing.
Yeah, that does seem, yeah.
Speaking of weirdest things, have you seen
a lot of backup here for your gravity line from Ben?
Oh, I love that. By the way, I am opening a website soon. Have you seen the website I put together?
Yes, we spoke about this before.
I finally decided how to propagate it. Here, let me. I finally decided. I worked out how to propagate it. What do they call it? Now I can't even remember the name. Oh, there. Because I was trying to write articles to fill it up with. I'm just going to share the window. 1 second. Share screen.
Inglorious Rabbi vision.
Yes.
Wait for it, everybody.
Here. So yeah, this is the website I'm building. It's called the Space-Time Vortex. But the thing is, I wanted to write articles to fill it up with. Then I just realized, what I'm going to do? I'm just going to post each one of my videos as a as a blog post and have each one of my videos. But I got about 300 right now. That will fill up the site fine. And then when I want to write an article there to like link it to post on social media, I can put it here.
That's a good idea, and I think it's always good to have another platform. I mean, we spoke about this at some length before, didn't we? But it's obviously we hope YouTube is a wonderful place, and it sort of frees us all to talk about these things and to bond in the way that we do. But I think YouTube is also, be careful what we say in case somebody's listening. They're also quite. How can I put this? I don't really know what to say to people. They can police these things to such an extent sometimes, and they seem to shift the goalposts on people. So having a place like this, which can sort of where you can back up your as you say, your stories, your content, or whatever. Yeah, I think it's a great idea.
But so if anybody out there wants to write any articles or put anything, just get in touch with me. Once I launch it, I will be open the doors for any reprobate, really.
There are several people. There's some great writers in the fandom, Menace. So really great people.
But let me just.
Noel Clarke is 44.
So yeah, I think that's pretty much the sweet spot. Now here's the thing I actually wanted to show you. See if you've seen this. Which fun little thing that I thought that I was going to read.
What have you been doing now?
This is J.J. Abrams' Bad Robot, Guide to Dismantling White Supremacy at Work. This is not a spoof. He actually put this out.
Oh, I thought this was something you were doing to take the...
No, this was genuinely Bad Robot put this out. This is their guide to ending white supremacy at work.
Okay.
I love it. It takes a bit of process. Yes, this is actually really happening.
I've never spoken to a white supremacist Whatever. I'm not JJ.
So basically, everything is on page 19. But anyway, Bad Robot's Guide to Dismantling White Supremacy at Work. It sounds like it needs like one of those Harry Enfield, the information movie. How to dismantle white supremacy at work?
I don't know. Firstly, it makes you wonder where he's been recruiting his employees from. If you've got a problem, JJ, with your workforce, that's on you. I can't speak for that. This does seem
insane. I think it's the word you're looking for. Absolutely insane.
I'm not often lost for words. Starry-eyed girl, if you're watching this, you know that. But this has floored me. I don't know. Poor Bad Robots.
This is the real thing that's actually happening. I mean, that's the thing that my brain can't get around. At Bad Robot, we are committed as storytellers and executives to dismantling white supremacy at work and large. Very good. Can you find me some, and I'll be with you, mate. I mean, yeah, I get Hollywood is probably full of white supremacy because everybody's there as white, and they act with supremacy. But I'm not sure they do that because they're white. Do they? You would know, I guess. JJ, with this ever-evolving and far from complete guide, let's read the asterisk. We have provided attribution to our sources throughout the guide. Oh, really? Like a grown-up? That's incredible. And thank the archivists and scholars who have this is basically just a bunch of articles they linked to. Okay, okay. The thing that blew my mind when my kids started going to school, when they had to do a report or something like a paper for school, they don't sit down and write it anymore. They go to Wikipedia and they copy and paste it. I'm like, well, that's not really right. So no, the task is finding the right thing to copy and paste. That's what that's what the teacher's marking you on now, not on your creativity or your ability to. Right. So this is all the time. Made for this age. We hope to share some resources to explore and navigate this time for ourselves. Ourselves and with each other.
I love the idea that J.J. Abrams is and Bad Robots are trying to compile. They presumably they view a time where it will be a complete guide. It will be all that anybody needs to know about this largely fictional problem that the world has, and it's like,
you know what reminds me of the Monty Python sketch where they spoofed Blue Peter how to do it. Like, first we're going to show you how to do it, how to play the trombone. I said, you just blow in here and twiddle these knobs, and then sound out. And next we're going to tell you how to make world peace. We strive to do the delicate, raw, humbling, I'm such a good person, and enraging work of anti-racism. You can hear them saying what great people they are. In Community, the Good Robot Team.
Bless their hearts. It staggers me. I find it. I don't know. I mean, I'd love to know what the workforce thought about this when they got it in email form or whatever.
This is not for the workforce. This is not an internal document. This is something they published for the world. This is something they've taken to the world to change it. Yeah, this is something they want you to read.
Is this just a massive virtue signal then?
I don't think virtue signal is a big enough word for this.
No, it's extraordinary.
I think we've got to think of new words. We have to think of new words. So here, let me run you through the table of contents. Fascinating. If you only have 5 to 10 minutes to stand against racism, then we think you're a lowly piece of filth. But hopefully you'll become a better person. But if you are that lowly piece of filth, go to page 4 and you're lucky we're going to let you there. But if you are a concerned person or somebody of a more stronger moral fiber,
we've got to be careful. We're being satirical here, and not everybody gets satire here in 2020. It does make a belief. Every week, though, what I read, what I hear, it surprises me. It astonishes me, in fact. And I am virtually speechless about this.
But no, there's more. Wait, there's more. If you have 30 minutes, go to page 9. If you have 5 to 10 minutes, that takes you on page. That's 5 pages worth of stuff. But 30 minutes worth of stuff, that is 11 pages worth of stuff. That's how much more things there is there. But if you have 60 minutes plus, go to page 10 because you have 3 pages of resources to go to. But then if you have little ones in your life, shall we go? Let's go to little ones in our life. That's got to be the worst page humanly possible. That's got to be the worst thing anybody's ever done. Let me think. If you, oh no, just a bunch of links. If your little one's like support conversation, okay, never buy any. Everybody looking at this, don't buy any of these books ever. Don't let them in your house. These are all bad. All these books are bad and will be bad for your children. How white parents can talk to their kids about race. If white parents are talking to their kids about race, then they are racist.
Well, yes, I mean, as you know, I mean, I've got a mixed race daughter, and these I just don't know what to say about any of this. This is extraordinary, absolutely extraordinary.
I mean, like, we've regressed so much in such a small amount of time. When they said there was a slippery slope, I didn't think it'd be a slippery slope into the Stone Age. You know,
but it does, yeah. I mean, for all with its shining MacBook glory and in its sort of PDF and all the rest of it, it does feel like something that should be sort of brought out on some sort of stone tablet. And it's all, and that we are going backwards as a collective, as a race of people. I don't know. I just hope whatever maybe it makes them feel better that they've compiled this. I don't know. But
okay, so this is what you have to do if you're a manager. You know how to work with a team. First, you must acknowledge history. What's happening isn't about the recent eruption of police brutality, because exactly. That's the only factor we're going to think about. As a country, we are grappling with the result of hundreds of years of systemic racism. What is that? Give me an example of systemic racism. What is that? Tell me more.
They state these things in such a matter-of-fact way.
Yeah.
And the triviality of, if you've only got 5 minutes, look at this bit. If you've only got 10, I mean, okay, you could say it's better to look for 10 minutes than not to look at all. But I just find it all so crass, and I feel that. I mean, I assume they're not charging for this extraordinary document.
No.
It's free.
Giving out really altruistic as well. Here, can you see this? Is this highlighting in the page or not? It is. And state-sanctioned violence against black people. That's just insane. That's patently not true.
I mean, obviously, I don't live in America, but I suspect that to be a. I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
I mean, if you haven't heard it, Dave Chappelle put out a really, really good, like 20-minute, half-hour piece about this. And he really explained it from that point of view, right? The black point of view in America. Yeah, actually, the good thing about this, I can say the word black again. It's okay. Somehow, I don't know how that happened. But he explained it from the black point of view in America, and I totally get it. I totally get it. I understand why it's really kicked off. But what he explained was what?
Yes, I do too. That's very much where I am with it.
But yeah, what he explained is a real cycle of violence, like a real spiral of never-ending violence getting worse. And he wasn't pointing fingers at any side. He was saying, "This is why they're acting out now, wouldn't you?" And it was like, you can't really say no, I wouldn't. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, if nobody's heard that, I really recommend.
This is on Netflix, is it? His last.
No, YouTube.
Oh, okay. I'll go and get hold of that. Yeah, because I do like.
And you know, this is totally the opposite side of my my theological political aisle. I'm not, and he took me over. He really took me over, which because he talks with a lot of passion and truth and reality. So I'm like, I couldn't argue anything he was saying. So fine, back to the uprising that have been happening and will continue to occur in response to systemic injustices are part of a long lineage of resistance. Oh God, you're so crass. It's actually worse when you read it. That I knew he put it out was pretty bad, but it's actually worse when you read it. Like they're so full of themselves. Oh my God!
That's the thing. It just seems like it. I mean, To me, it seems like it's in bad taste. The way it's presented, the language that it's using, and who decides? Bad Robot of all people. Somebody said that they are not in the business of entertainment anymore. It was Gary. It's Gary from Nerdrotic. He said that they're in the business of influencing people and situations.
Yeah, and they're not. There's no hiding it whatsoever. Whatsoever. Number 2, be specific and be accurate. Learn and say the names and pronouns of those that we're mourning. Okay, no, piss off. Oh, pronouns. Sod off. Oh, I'm from an age where somebody says, "Do you want milk with that?" You had one choice. It was like moo cow milk. That's what you had. Moo cow milk. And then in the 70s, they said, "Do you want slightly less fatty moo cow milk?" And we're like, "Yeah, okay, fine, we'll take some of that." Right? And then a few years later, they said, "Hey, why don't you try goat's milk?" And then I said, because I tried it and it tastes like dog's piss. And but poor people get by. And now all of a sudden, because of the wonders of capitalism, it's worked out very good for me. Because Jews aren't allowed to have meat and milk together. You're not allowed to have any milk, religious Jews, any milk product within, for me, it's like 3 hours of eating meat products. Uh-huh. So having a coffee after meal has been a problem. But capitalism said, we want milk, but we don't want you to make it out of milk. We want you, and they're like, fine, I'll make milk for you out of nuts. And they're like, okay. So I'm from an age though where there was moo cow milk. Okay, that's all there was. The genders, pronouns. There's him, there's her, and it's like whatever. Okay, and like nobody had a problem with somebody being a whatever. Okay, this is an aside. The whole trans thing, like. What oppressed people? What oppressed minority has a freaking musical written about that and beloved by an entire nation for 50 years? Like the Rocky Horror Picture Show is basically a trans musical. Like the Rocky Horror Show, and like it's beloved by our entire culture.
I suppose.
And you're trying to convince me this is somehow a malign group of people.
I never looked at it quite like that. I can't stand the Rocky Horror Show in any form. That's a conversation.
But our culture loves it.
But our culture does love it. It's a phenomenon. It's hugely popular and much loved. So I'd say, I don't know how the trans community feel about that film, but obviously no idea. But
then there's like longer like. What is okay? If you haven't seen it for a while, it's an incredibly pro-trans movie. It is just fun and nice and like it's a bit dirty, but okay, and we're all fine with it. And we're below. And again, I like what group in the world? Like I don't see Islamic terrorists getting a fun musical written about them in the near future. I don't see groups of people act there, right? White supremacists. I don't see them actually having their own musical in the near future.
I'd say the answer against it. Yeah.
People we don't like don't get musicals. It's a pretty good one.
Good point.
Hold the different experiences and journeys on your team. Some people are intimately familiar with what's happening, while others are just starting to see the contours. Oh, there's other people like you who can't see anything because your head is up your own freaking ass. Some are tired of, maybe triggered by. You know who I'm triggered by? White people in Hollywood telling me what I'm triggered by, talking about it. Others are itching to join the conversation. Some need rest. Others need action. So basically, do whatever they want. If the guy's got black skin, you just do whatever he wants or she wants. And don't get your sodding pronouns wrong. Whatever you freaking do, you do what he tells you, or she tells you, or he tells you, or her tells you, or whatever the freaking hell it is, and do it with a smile on your face.
They're very meticulous about this. So there's 20 pages of it.
Yes.
And this is basically a guide to how to live your life and how to exist from now on. And every interpersonal sort of conversation that one could have in the workplace with whoever of whichever ethnic grouping or whatever else, they're sort of trying to guide people through every interaction that they may have.
Yes. It's truly amazing. So they gave us a handy dandy anti-racist vocabulary, so we can all have the same group thing. Okay. So what is white supremacy? Now we're going to find out. This is important. The idea that white people and the ideas, thoughts, beliefs, and actions of white people are superior to people of color and their ideas, thoughts, beliefs, and actions. Who have you
I don't know anybody who believes that. Nobody.
Yeah, okay. Sure. I mean, yeah, I guess there are some, but not that many.
Yeah, I suppose. By the law of averages, there might be some people out there, but I've certainly never met anybody who feels that way.
Do you think? And look, America's a big place. America is a big place. In America, there are more one-legged banjo players, or people who have that.
I've heard you say this before. Yeah, yeah.
What do you think? I'm pretty sure there are more one-legged banjo players.
I'd say that's probably true. I just find this also. I mean, obviously there is racism in the world, of course there is, but I don't know anybody who thinks along these lines.
Well, most people associate white supremacy with extremist groups like the KKK and the neo-Nazis. White supremacy is ever present in our industrial and cultural assumptions and that assign value. No, okay, this is again the movie industry. The movie industry, they don't make movies for black people. We know that. Tyler Perry makes movies for black people, and he's the only one they let make movies for black people. Tyler Perry, occasionally they'll let Dave Chappelle in, but there's only ever one black person really allowed to be. You get like Denzel Washington, but you interchange him with Will Smith. Yeah, okay, we get it. The only people making these value judgments is freaking Hollywood. So maybe this is more of a local document. Assign value, morality, goodness, and humanity to white group while casting. See, bloody hell, while casting people of communities of color as well. So yeah, this is all you in freaking Hollywood. What is white privilege? I would like to know what white privilege is. White privilege refers to the unquestioned and unearned set of advantages, entitlements, benefit, and choices bestowed people solely because they are white. Okay, firstly, give me some of that for a little bit of time. Then I will say no more.
We've got several comments here. I can't imagine working for a corporation that demands all this conformity of thought. Yep, it's not going down too well out there.
Oh my God! What is elitism from the manifesto? I wonder why. Chris Berger. Have they forgotten that we let O.J. Simpson get away with the murder? Where is that credit for that? Okay, that's a really good point. Listen, you had your dead white girl and your dead Jew, right? All in one go, and you had it for free. Okay, but no. Well, some consideration for that. No, I don't think I can agree with you on that one, Scott W. I'm not going to tell you're wrong. I'm just saying that's not the way that I roll. What do you think there, Dan?
Yeah, no comment. I don't know. I know very little about any of that kind of that whole sort of news angle. I mean, the OJ thing in particular. I was never particularly interested in it. I still don't know. I still don't know if he was ever convicted or not. Genuinely, I have no idea. It's just not something I'm particularly interested in.
Matt also wrote fan fiction for his. Oh, really?
I'd heard that. Yeah, that he took some time over the weekend and wrote a story. He felt compelled to write a story. Is how I think he sort of tells it. Which that just goes to prove that it touched the inner child.
Yeah.
It's a man of 20. How old was he? 25, 26 at the time.
Oh, they're going to tell us how they get how people experience white privilege. Generally, white people who experience such privilege do so without being conscious of it. Well, it's certainly happening to me right now. I am not conscious of my privilege. I wonder how does it manifest? Is it like Star Trek? Remember that episode of Star Trek where they got the native people to bring the bowls of fruit to the big giant,
I was watching that last year. I can't remember what it's called, but I remember it.
Yeah, and then they get the message of how to kill someone. Well, it's a very easy thing. You just get a stick and bam, those people. So do we get like black people presenting us with fruit to here, Massa. Yeah, please take it in your beautiful white hands that I may gaze upon you. And I will say, no, you haven't earned my whiteness. You know, because that privilege is all for me. I'm gonna keep it all for me. That's how I think he sees the world.
Presumably, this was written by committee, and obviously,
I think this whole thing was written by J.J. Abrams. This is J.J. Abrams. The whole thing. The first time he.
So whereas Matt Smith went and wrote some Doctor Who fan fiction, J.J. over a weekend felt compelled to write this as a white man. He's yeah.
What is implicit bias? This one is great. Implicit biases are negative assumptions, associations that people unknowingly hold. How can you? Okay, so wait. I have a knowing negative assumption that J.J. Abrams is a massive tool, like a massive, veiny, pulsating bang stick. Okay, that's my negative association I have. Now, what if I had that unknowingly? Like, how would I would see J.J. Abrams? I'm like, I don't know what it is about him, but he makes me feel like I'm looking at a penis. Like
You've clearly arrived at that place because you are biased against him because of his work.
Yeah, I'm biased against him because of his huge
work. Yeah, I've not got a great deal of time for this guy at all, and I mean, I don't. I'm still rather taken aback by the audacity of somebody writing this, putting this together.
Okay, I'm going to push through and finish this paragraph. It's killing me, but I'm going to do it. Many studies have indicated that implicit bias affect individuals' attitude and actions, thus creating real-world implications. So this is basically explaining why they want to do social engineering. That's why they want to have Ray, run like a strong, like they want to get rid of the run like a girl thing, right? Yeah, like okay, fine.
Oh, okay.
I'm fine with that, really. I mean, like, just maybe don't have to blow everything up to do it, even though individuals may not even be aware of those biases exist within themselves. Oh God. Okay.
It feels like people's sort of language and being is being sort of scrubbed with
this
with
is
these.
1984.
Yeah.
Pure Orwell. Like Thorkheim.
I've never seen anything quite like this. Everybody. I mean, I genuinely. That's why I thought it was a spoof.
No, it is. Just Google it. BR Guide to White Supremacy. Bad robot guide. It's unbelievable. What is systemic racism? Systemic racism is the complex interaction of culture, policy, and institutions that hold in place the outcomes we see in our lives. We recommend. Okay. Such a moron. Yeah, okay. Let's see how they call anti-racism, because this is how they see themselves. Okay, this is how they're going to view themselves. Anti-racism is defined as the work of actively opposing racism. They're punching Yahtzees in the beaches of Normandy by advocating for change in political, economic, and social life. This is me because I'm such a good person. Oh, I'm so good, it hurts me. Anti-racism tends to be an individualized approach. I can do whatever I want, and I can be an anti-racist. I'm the bestest ever. And set up opposition to individual racist behaviors and impacts. Sometimes I just gotta step up and say, no, Mr. President, no, you can't be racist. And I'm punching a Yahtzee on the nose, and I'm the best person ever. I added a few bits in there, but that's basically. Okay. Last thing. I can't see I can't do the anti-blackness. I'm just doing this is the last one because my head is supposed to. What does it mean to be an anti-racist? An anti-racist is the best thing humanly possible. You think, you will have thought that Christ's ascension was a big deal. That's nothing compared to being an anti-racist. Is someone who is supporting of anti-racist policy through their actions and expressing anti-racist ideas. This includes the expression of ideas of racial groups are equals and do not need developing and supporting policies that reduce racial inequality. So So it means that, so apparently to be an anti-racist,
pretty much what we said earlier on before we needed to read this document, and we'd said it totally unprompted earlier on, because right-thinking human beings know that racism is a bad thing. It's
that way even saying it is so freaking insane.
It does. I can't believe the words that leave my lips when I set these things before me. It's one of the reasons why I don't watch the news unless I absolutely have to. I much prefer geeky realms of entertainment. And you think about the people who are making our entertainment though at the moment and how consumed they are, inflated by their own importance and their own power. And of all the people,
that's what it is, you're right.
And that's the place that it comes from, telling us how we can talk to one another, how to view one another. We've got a stronger moral compass than anybody in Hollywood from anything that I've seen in the last.
It's not necessarily that hard, is it?
Well, no, not one would have thought.
1 second, I'm just looking for this thing. Oh my gosh, this is long.
Hello, problem being. Hello. He's here.
So as I had one viewer left a really lengthy and scathing comment about Big Finish and Stranded, who was really upset by it. And this guy is normally very, very articulate, so I was going to read it on the channel, but it's very long.
Trying for a refund, is he?
I don't know, but it's like here,
Mr. N. Briggs of.
Okay, fine. So this is I'll start with the first paragraph and see how I get there, because this is pretty long. Okay, so it says, I'm seething about Big Finish's underhanded tactics in selling this release to subscribers and pre-order customers like me. That's true, with the lack of transparency and good faith in what they were really setting up to do with this hugely expensive commitment. It is 4 sets, so then he's not wrong there. I believe they were so afraid of how their customers might react, not order, if they were honest and upfront with what they were very deliberately kept secret until the EVA release, so sales would not be impacted. That shows a lack of faith and trust from its customers, but it also shows it's a company that has crossed the line and joined the philosophy the BBC has implemented with the television series. Ooh. So, he is upset.
Now, you've heard Stranded, haven't you? You've posted a review of it. I haven't yet, so I don't know.
Honestly, listen. The thing that irritated me is it's a major plot point to believe that gender and sexual orientation is fluid. I would say it's a major.
So social sort of commentary and gender politics is right at the centre of this story, is it?
No, not the center, but it's an important. Essentially, one of the Doctor companions this is from the future, Livchenko, and she ends up dating somebody living in the apartment with her. Which the whole premise actually is pretty good. And so she's like, well, what's the big deal that you're trans? Or it was never established that she was gay or straight or bi. So, I'm just thinking, if you're a woman and you're dating another woman and she turns out to be trans and you have sex, which is a point in this thing, the whole penis issue has to really come in at some point. Really,
it's bound to come up. I thought you were going to say for him.
I mean, is she gay? I mean, no. Okay, is Liv gay or is she? I'm like, are they having gay sex with a female penis? I mean, there's a lot, there's just a lot for me to take in.
Is it a collection of sci-fi stories? Or is it more like about interpersonal relationships between individual characters? Oh, okay. So it is a definite sort of how can I put this, stylistic change. The range.
It's a great idea for a season of Doctor Who. It's really good. Basically, McGann is stranded on Earth. The TARDIS is just an empty wooden box. And he has no money, has nothing, and he's he remembers he has a house in Baker Street, which has been turned into flats. So now he's unwillingly become the landlord, and there's some extraterrestrial stuff happen occasionally. But like the second story, who was it who wrote it? Can't remember. I think John Dorney maybe wrote it, but he described it as a contemporary historical, in that there were no science fiction elements, but it was all, instead of being historical, it was contemporary.
I am intrigued by this, and nothing that I've heard about it so far. Nothing that I've heard about this so far actually puts me off. But obviously, that's a very unhappy customer that they've got there, who's chosen to comment.
That's his first paragraph of like 10.
Oh, that was. I thought that was it.
No. Okay, 1 second.
Rabbi, I have to ask why. Yeah. Why has he come to you with this big? I assume it's a big takedown. Then, if that's how he starts, so why hasn't he not sent this to Big Finish themselves? Do you think?
I don't know. Let's read the rest of the thing. Maybe he'll say.
Okay.
So Doctor Who Stranded, as with any big, and also this guy's a really good writer. He knows how to construct an argument, and it's worth listening to him just for like the craftsmanship. Yeah. So Doctor Who Stranded, as with any Big Finish release, is launched several months in advance, asking for subscription and pre-orders to help finance it. Yeah, absolutely. The plot synopsis and the list of names attached. As with any release, the concept of this four box set release is what is promoting and selling an intriguing and novel idea. It absolutely is that appealed to me, and of course there's Paul McGann heading it with Nicola Walter etc. supporting. They're selling the selling point, the draw. These names, the guest stars. The people doing the job supporting it at £100 an outlay up front. Well, blimey, okay, I guess he's right. It's down to the strength of the sell to get people committed for the huge expenditure. Very true. You know, and it was. I mean, and they were very good. Let me read his next paragraph, which talks about it. At this point, Rebecca Root and Tanya Bell are just two names mentioned on a cast list. Irrelevant. I do not care, and why should I? 3 days before the release of the first set, then is when unexpected publicity arrives, and it watches the media and online venues. And it isn't about Stranded; it's about the plot to Stranded. It isn't about how jolly interesting it is. It's about someone called Rebecca Root, a transgender writer, and apparently this is going to be the new companion. Kind of is. This naturally being on the EVA release. It's natural to think that this sanctioned by the publisher at the last minute publicity push is fully intended. Well, okay, I'm about halfway through. So let's stop and take a breath. So
it's an ensemble cast. Then it's an ensemble cast thing that they make.
Right. And listen, they can't say, their argument could be like, well, what's your problem? It's just a trans actress. And the truth is also, you can't really tell the character's female. He sounds very, it took me a few listens, but for like, oh, that's her? Really? I mean, it's fine. So that was a bit tricky. But it's not just she's a trans actress, which I don't think would be such an issue. I think it's like the having the trans philosophy being a plot point with it, like an important plot point within it. Mm-hmm. And I think maybe if they were upfront on that, I mean, I'm not sure if I would have ordered it either. I probably would have said, no, forget it.
I think when we've just had a 10-week season of Doctor Who itself, which has beat us over the head with identity politics, and a lot of us go to Big Finish to either escape from present Doctor Who, television Doctor Who altogether, or to just escape, just for escapism, pure old-fashioned escapism, then if you're trying to escape both those things for whatever reason, and you found you've already purchased this, at the end of the day, the customer is entitled to his opinion, and if he's disappointed, if he feels that this is, I suppose it's only the equivalent of reading a book that you get however far into it, you haven't enjoyed it for whatever reason, or it's not what you thought it was going to be like from the blurb on the back. But this seems a little bit more conceptually at odds with.
You know what? I don't think that's his problem. I think his problem is he feels this is a bait and switch. They said, if
I can see why.
This is a plot point. not just an actress you're hiring, an actual plot point. If you're going to make it a plot point, then be upfront about it. Tell everybody in the pre and in the in the interviews.
They're walking a fine line, aren't they? Because the idea when you're marketing any product is that you don't tell everybody everything about it a year, 6 months, even 3 months before. You have a publicity drive. There are puff pieces, and there are how can I put this? You create expectation, talking points, and FOMO, and all these other things. And I say I haven't heard this. For some people out there, they may have found this a delightful surprise, all of it.
But
I think there's going to be a lot of people who feel as this gentleman does, because they will have gone to Big Finish to get away from this brand of storytelling. And I do respect that. I certainly understand it.
Right. I mean, again, it's in the making of, in the documentaries at the end, they say she was the first thing they thought of for this series. They kind of built it around her. So it's like, it's not like she's like parenthetical. No, it's not like it's a...
I mean, you could say that Series 1 is built around Rose, for example.
Well, yeah, I think it is.
So again, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I think, what writers? John Dorney's written one, did you say? Experienced writers, by the sounds of it.
Yeah, no, it's well written. I think it's well written. I really do.
It's one of those things. I mean, I'm looking forward to this. I'm a few box sets behind with Paul McGann's stuff. I'm looking forward to this. I haven't heard anything that's really put me off particularly, but obviously, you say he makes some good points here. Maybe you should let Big Finish know. That's what I'm going to recommend as well. But again, they've made it so if you write and complain, they can go, "Oh, you bigot." Well, that's with any opinion. You express any opinion about anything, you get called a name.
I'm talking like, imagine this was 3 weeks ago. So listen, it goes on. If you want to read the full thing, go to the video and check out the comments. Which video is it? I'm pretty sure it's my review of Stranded Volume 1. So again, people can ask me, is it worth getting? It's a tough question. Because it depends where you are on that. It's at the borderline for me. It's actually a little bit past the border, but I'm so invested in this. And
does it feel like Doctor Who? Does it actually feel like Doctor Who?
It does. I think it does. It's because this is what you do. You strip all the trappings of Doctor Who.
Because Chibnall's stuff doesn't really, does it?
Well, no. I mean, not in season 12. They try to put everything in. It's just a masterclass in doing the exact wrong thing. Fixing the exact. I feel bad for Chibnall as well. I really do, because I don't think he realized it was going to go as badly as it did.
Whereas with this, Big Finish have still they're playing with ideas and discussing certain themes and topics, but still maintaining a Doctor Who sort of slant on it and keeping it fun. Again,
it's a little bit. It's a little bit over the line for me from where I would want to go, but yeah. So okay, I want to change the subject completely because I have to go soonish. When are cinemas opening up for you again in America?
In Great Britain, that is on the 15th of July, I believe.
Interesting date. Interesting, because the 16th of July there is an awesome movie hitting cinemas.
Oh God!
It hasn't been delayed at all. Tenet by
they're saying it could save the cinema industry. Christopher Nolan is coming to save the world.
Have you seen the trailer for this movie?
I did several months ago. Got a terrible memory, so I can't remember much about it now. But yeah, look, I love all of his stuff. It's spectacular. I think it's great. I think they're in an unenviable position. I have to just a complete aside. I just got an alert from my wife, from my WhatsApp from my wife, and it said I'm going for a walk. And for the life of me, I thought she said I'm going to have a wank. If you saw my eyes bulge out and me tell what? That's one way of getting you off the camera.
Fortunately, my wife is blessed with two arms.
I think that cinema, obviously 3 or 4 months with people not paying tickets and consuming their wares. There's a lot going to be riding on this, and going, expecting people to come out of their houses and line up wearing masks as well in public places. I don't know how this is going to go. I wouldn't like to call this one. I think the film's going to be fantastic. Those movies usually are.
You know what? If this is the last movie I see in the cinema, I'm okay with it. It's one second. I'm trying to send myself a picture of my kitchen, which I'm going to explain why in a minute. Send anyway, even though it's empty. Yes, make it.
Oh, Colin says the pubs are opening here on July the 4th. Yes, they are. And the woman who cuts my hair, she's open also on the 4th. So I'm told I might have to book up with her in advance. But I can't wait. I can't wait, Colin.
So I just want this movie is like, if you haven't seen the trailer, it's freaking incredible. It's not about time travel. It's more about being caught in a temporal loops with stuff and being able to anticipate temporal loops. It looks freaking insane.
A bit like Meglos then. So I'll just watch Meglos instead.
No, this was much better. Much better than Meglos. Oh, the picture I'm trying to share isn't coming through. It's a real pain in the ass. Maybe I've got to get one second.
And Scott here says the strip club's opened there 3 weeks ago. There we are.
Oh, really? Where?
Always good to know these things. I think he's in the States.
Okay. I've never been to a strip club. Yeah, that's why I got religious too young. I never made it to a strip
timing.
club.
Yes, I have.
Yeah. You got to know that your life is not in a good place when you're eating the buffet at a strip club. That's always struck me. It's like the worst thing you could possibly be doing.
I found it much of a muchness, I've got to be honest. Oh, Geek Union. Hello, Geek Union. I saw him he was on Noel's stream the other night. Hello, Geek Union.
Hello. Oh, here. I just got that picture in. Hang on 1 second. Now I've got to download it. Because, my house has been in disarray for like about a month now.
You were underwater when I last spoke to you.
Sorry?
You were underwater when I last spoke to you.
Well, no, now because they ripped out all the floor from my bedroom, living room, bathroom, kitchen, right? And so we just the new kitchen has been bought. It started to be installed today, and I came with like more bits of kitchen I've ever seen in my entire life. Is it all of ours? So I got this
like a transformer rather than a kitchen. Yes, I've seen those as well.
Yeah. So, but when it's done, I want to get before you start using it. I want to get it on like Better Homes and Garden or something. Get pictures overtaken. But I'm trying to get a picture because when you see one thing I've done in the what my wife kept asking me what color I want this one. My opinion. When you see one thing, you will be able to work it out. I wonder when the pen is going to drop for my wife. It's getting closer. Okay.
This is your island unit, isn't it? I think you told me about this.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So I got to. Why is oh hang on, do this here. I just got to make it like a little bit lighter so you can see it.
It's going to be definitely worth the wait. This I can't wait.
I hope so.
Maybe we should run a book on how long it's. Let's run a book. Let's get a book going to see how long it will take before Mrs. Rabbi twigs about what he's gone and done here.
Okay, 1 second. I think we're nearly. Okay, fine. Now we can see it. So let me share the screen. Application window. It's Photoshop. So there you go. All grey apart from that. Let me zoom in.
It's beautiful, my friend. It's absolutely beautiful.
There you go.
It's when you get the little sign to say like pull to open, she may well.
I want to get that so badly. Oh my god! And this is a door as well. And there's other doors on the other side. I so want to get that. I want to put a little light on it as well. She wouldn't go for that. So there you go. That's what's going on in my household now.
Well played, sir.
Is there any buffoonery that you would like to cover before you leave?
Not that I can think of. I think we've squeezed quite a lot in, haven't we? Yeah, I wanted to speak to you because I wanted to, I tell you about all that stuff that was going on Twitter. Poor Noel from the TARDIS Zone, he's fighting them at all corners at the moment. So I do hope he's okay.
Oh, as I'm telling you, I've really got you back. Oh, wait a minute, competition! Dang it! Wait there. I got to get next week's prize as well. Next week's prize. Come on. But so this is going to run. Not till Sunday, but the Sunday after. I should have given this away on Sunday on the TARDIS Zone, but I was too freaking tired. But hang on a second. No, wrong one. There we go. I've got next week's prize ready. I got this week's prize, and I got the list of entries. And I got like such a backlog of prizes to mail out now. It's crazy. 1 second, turn this on. Fine. So the prize this week is this incredible Judge Dredd graphic novel, Judge Dredd Volume 5. Look how thick that is.
They're great, those.
It's got 2 greatest stories ever. They got Death Liz with Brian Bolland art. So if I can show you some of this.
In glorious black and white as well.
Glorious black and white. Yeah. Oh, here we go. I'm going to find the best panel. Oh, this is one of the best panels of Judge Dredd ever.
Yeah.
And there's not a Judge Dredd series going on. It's just freaking insane.
What a fantastic prize!
This is a fantastic prize. Wait, I'm just trying to find my favorite part of Judge Dredd ever is here. If I can find it. Oh no, that's not. It's back here. Here we go. The whole gaze into the fist of dread, the greatest Judge Dredd panel ever.
He's frozen.
Ever drawn. So this prize is going to. Oh, beforehand, I'm going to touch it. Before we do that, let's build up some dramatic tension. Next week's prize, which is not going on this Sunday, it'll be Sunday afterwards, is the complete Godfather set.
Wow.
So you got Godfather 1, 2, 3 documentaries, tons of good stuff. Really, really, really good set. Fantastic movies. I will be doing videos about all these movies because this is a movie. These are movies that everybody needs in their collection. It's I would say it's an incredible fable about kingship, about what it is to be a king. You have 2 essential kings. You have Don Corleone, played by Marlon Brando, and then you have his son, played by Al Pacino. And they are totally the opposite type of rulers. Don Corleone is Marlon Brando is very beloved by the people. He's very, you can't cross him, but he's incredibly beloved by the people, and that's how he maintains control.
So it's wonderful. So I've just noticed in the chat here that Noel is awake. He's still with us.
Hey, Noel, good evening. How are you? Good afternoon.
He says, "Hi, you fools." I think it's just these 2 fools, guilty as charged. We've been worried about you. Hope you're all right.
Well,
the king is here.
Positively. So anyway, so again, so to win that, what's going to be the hashtag offer I can't refuse? Horse's head. Horse's head. I guess horse head. Horse's head.
Hashtag Fredo.
Hashtag Fredo. Oh, you broke my heart. You broke my heart, Fredo. Hashtag you broke my heart, Fredo. Brilliant. That's it. Oh, one of the greatest lines in The Godfather. Fine. So let's pick out a winner.
I've only ever seen the Godfather films once. Just once.
Well, you should end.
And I don't have them in my collection. I'm waiting to get hold of some super duper blue 4K, whatever else. Yeah. Good stuff.
So the winner is, I'm picking one, Darren M. Congratulations, Darren M. Are you in the chat? I do not see you in the chat.
Well done, Darren.
Darren M. I will get in contact with you. And I got such a backlog. I got about half of them packaged up, but the rest of them I got a bunch of stuff I'm going to package up. As soon as my kitchen is done, which I think by next week, we can look at mailing out tons and tons. That's when my life is back together again. You broke my heart, Fredo. So basically, the basic point of this is you see they're both their ends. You see Marlon Brando's death, and you see Al Pacino's death, which is the 2 bookends of the series. And Marlon Brando dies with his grandchild, playing with his grandchild, in by his family home. It's like
I know this is a bit off topic, but I'm going to ask you this now because you're just as much of a physical media guy as I am. Have you ever managed to get hold of the Godfather, the version where it's all in chronological order, the TV version?
Yeah, right. The Blu-rays will have that feature.
Oh, okay. But yeah, because one of my friends keeps raving on about this, and he's got it on VHS from years and years ago. But it's really, really crackly. I think he got it off the TV, off BBC Two in the late 80s. He's worse than me. Yes, I did. I knew you'd be the person to ask. Love The Godfather.
I'll say Godfather chronological order. Blu-ray. It came right up. Okay. Okay. It's one of the features on the Blu-ray.
Oh, excellent. Just noticed that Noel says his mother's out of hospital. That's fantastic news.
Oh, excellent news. I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you for telling me. Wonderful. I'm gonna be signing off in a second.
Yes, thank you for inviting me on. I've really enjoyed it to blow some cobwebs away because I love live streaming. I was going to go live on my channel. When was it? Yesterday, and then all sorts of things happened with the family and all that. So I'm glad I could come on and talk to you. It's just as good. And thank you everybody for listening to me rambling on and trying to
please the Facebook.
Yes, please do the Facebook. And what have we been up to lately?
Type 40 coming out.
Type 40 we've just dropped on a couple of days ago. The very first episode of Type 40, the proper full episode of Type 40 number 57 that's come out not just as a podcast but as a video as well for the very first time.
So much easier for me.
We got Richard Tipple in from Doctor Who, who's been colorizing Doctor Who footage, and he was taking us all through the process, all in an hour. So even if you've got no real interest in colorization, if you think it's a dry subject, go to the Spacebook channel and you'll see it's the last video that we put out, episode 57 with Richard Tipple. And if you enjoy it, like and subscribe and get in touch with Richard on Twitter and say thank you because I know he loved making it. And we wanted to come back. So that was good.
Does he do the color restoration, like from the dots on the screen, or does he recolorize it?
He'll watch the video and he'll explain it. I don't want to get it wrong.
I guess so. That's such a team. Fine. So look, I'm going to
thank you, everybody. Thanks, Rabbi. Thank you, everybody in the chat. It's been lovely. Catch you soon.
Have a good evening. Thank you for joining us. End broadcast. The broadcast is ending.